Hi, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Joy here. I'll be doing a fragrance review from the house of Hugo Boss today. This fragrance that I have today is a fragrance I've been, again, thinking for a very long time since it got launched. It got some hype at first, and then the hype died down because of certain reasons. The fragrance didn't actually become a very big hit, and I really did my thinking. Like I did not buy everything, obviously, but I did buy a lot of fragrances from different fragrance houses, and mostly uh, designer houses. And Hugo Boss is one of my favorite house because of Hugo Boss bottle. This is the Intense EDP version, obviously, but I did try EDT, Intense EDP, Intense EDT and EDP as well. So this DNA, this fragrance is one of my first few fragrances like Marks, and this fragrance just so much memory of it. This fragrance, it's like I understand Hugo Boss, this Boss logo. It's like memory of my life. Everywhere I went, I saw Hugo Boss in my local shopping malls and departmental stores, and I always had Hugo Boss in my life. So apart from Hugo Boss bottled, I happen to love Unlimited, and I did review some other Hugo Boss like Hugo Man, and then the red version, deep blue, some fragrance. I don't remember all of them, but we're not going to talk about those. The one we're going to be talking about is called the Scent. I finally got it, and I'll tell you the reason why I have it. How good is it? What it smells like? Is it worthy of having? Performance, seasons, and stuff like that. So why I gave you the introduction, main reason is the fragrance didn't become a hit, and it's a factor. Like people, when they see a fragrance did not actually become a hit in the market, they do not respect it. They do not show the respect to the fragrance. Like, oh, it's a failure means it's not good. That's the general, uh, you know, how to say, thought, or let's say conclusion from people. Um, I got this fragrance because I happen to like it a lot, and I think it's a beautiful fragrance. Is it better than Hugo Boss bottle? I'll also tell you. Right? Let me show you the presentation, then we'll talk about everything else. This fragrance comes in 50, 100, and 200 ml, if I'm not mistaken, and could be multiple bottle sizes. And it's EDT concentration. They also have a intense version after this, and recently they released Private Accord that I didn't try because the price tag is over $100, and I'm not going to pay $100 for Hugo Boss fragrance, no matter how good is it. When the prices go down, perhaps I will. People are saying good things about that. So I got the big 200 ml, and this is how that box looks. Beautiful, like silhouette. I don't know if how's the word that goes, silhouette, yeah, of the whole bottle, because it depicts the bottle outside. It looks beautiful. Okay, it says the Scent 200 ml EDT concentration. Side looks like that. Back has, I think, it says some description. I'm not gonna read, and it's ingredients, and it's made in UK. Up there, Boss, Hugo Boss, and the ad, I think, is one of the actors and models. He is actually a popular model. The bottle is just stunning. I wanted this fragrance. One of the reasons to have this is the bottle. Check out that bottle. It's just lovely, gorgeous, orangey sort of juice, like licorice, like Dolce and Gabbana, the 180p, very rich looking juice, right? And then I like this, the compartments it has, sort of like a window. So that's how that looks. The big bottle looks even nicer because the juice is darker. Hugo Boss. It says Hugo Boss at the side, and then Scent would be written up here on the neck. That's the cap. The cap, actually, for big bottles, no matter how secure they are, I'll never take chances because the bottles are always going to be heavy compared to the cap. So it clicks onto place, but I always suggest big bottles, pick it up and then open it. It's silly, but it's important. Atomizer looks like that. Bottom is your sticker. It looks like there's a metal plate, whatever, but I think it's just painted under the glass. Let me show you the spray, and then talk about the smell. Okay, sprayer is good. Sprayer is very decent, and this fragrance is for men. So this is the first release, and I think it was an original release. Like, it's a new fragrance from Hugo Boss that I give kudos to them. And the fragrance, um, it features some interesting notes. It's opening, it's very beautiful. It doesn't smell like Hugo Boss bottled. That's the first good thing, because they are different from each other. If they're quite similar, it would be redundant. So I love this a lot. It's like sentimental values. It takes a lot to beat Hugo Boss bottled in my world. So that's the first thing. And I think the prices on these now are very, very affordable. You can find these 100 ml for say $40, $45 price tag like that. and big bottle you can get, I think, about $65 to $70 around that price range. I do not know how much it is, but retail is going to be always high, so do not pay retail on Hugo Boss bottle. So the fragrance, I think, the season for this particular fragrance, it's going to be fall, mid, like transition between winter and summer, in between. It's not suitable for summer unless you are living in the AC office, like a climate control environment. This is not going to be a very good summer scent. So it's going to be good for nighttime, I believe, daytime also, fall, when it's mild, cold weather, breeze going on, and you can actually wear your leather jacket sort of without too many layers of clothing. This fragrance has a note of leather, suede leather, so I think it goes beautifully with it. So this fragrance has similarity to some fragrances like 1 Million Privé, which I own. Stronger With You by Armani. It has the sweetness. It has 1 Million. What's the other one? 1 Million Lucky. Those fragrances have some fruity nuances. So this fragrance has that. So it features maninka fruit. So I do not know what maninka fruit exactly is, but what I read from Google and Wikipedia, it says basically it's sometimes the fruit is edible, but mostly it's used in like to make it like fragrant materials like soap or shampoo or body lotion or fragrances. This fragrance featured it. So the note of that maninka fruit is basically to create a sensual sort of attractive kind of smell, masculine smell, something like that to attract the opposite sexes. So I think this fragrance does that. When I smell it, it does have opening of citruses. It has mandarin orange. You can definitely detect orange. I think my Fragrantica is open. So it features mandarin orange. So definitely juice color has that orange color. It does have that orange smell. It's very beautiful. It does remind me a little bit of Kenneth Cole Black, which also features that dark sort of mandarin, juicy mandarin. But they also have bergamot and ginger. So ginger, I think, gives that kind of like a spicy opening. So it's a very pleasant opening. If you're thinking to put it down, I would say no, big mistake. This fragrance, very, very pleasant. Over time, over the years, I learned this, that you should not judge a fragrance just because the performance could be subpar or average or it doesn't do it for you. Performance is not everything, because a lot of fragrances, they stink for a very long time, but it's not a pleasant experience. If a fragrance is nice, it works with you. Even I told you, I reviewed today, earlier today, CK1 Gold. I bought this fragrance because the smell is so beautiful and the opening is just $1 million worth. So this is the same reason. The smell is so pleasant. Okay, I'm coming to the performance, and I'll let you know, let you decide for your own. So it's beautiful. It's like almost, it's a perfect fall scent. You smell it. It's just that mandarin orange, and it's that bergamot and the ginger a little bit, and I detect a little bit of chestnut as well. Like it feels like chestnut, not too roasted like By the Fireplace or Stronger With You, but sort of like gives that sweet edge. It's like a fruity, playful sort of opening. And the dry down, like it has plenty of lavender in it, and I think it gives that kind of like a powdery effect, not to that extent to some Burberry ones, but does have kind of like similar vibe to the Hugo Boss bottle, how that works, the transition, same season. So it also features that maninka fruit, as I told you, and the base, I was talking about that leather. And I think there is a woody note. I'm not sure, is it agarwood? Wait, it's woody notes. They just said woody notes, okay? So basically, when you combine leather, woody notes, and some fruity chestnut, kind of like a sweetness, and not too sweet, not too fresh, it's like semi-sweet, semi-fresh. The leather is just inoffensive, or not like CH-Man Privé piercing through. So now coming to the performance of this fragrance, the longevity of this. Many people ask me, how is the longevity? Because I really want to buy it because bottle looks so promising. This fragrance doesn't get so much talk. Not everybody has it, and it smells. Many people say smells fantastic, but longevity is spotty. Okay, here is the case with me. I tried it indoors and outdoors. On the paper, this fragrance is very weak. When you spray it on the paper, you will dismiss it right away because after 2 hours, it will become very, very weak. But on my skin, what happened with this fragrance is I get decent longevity. Okay, projection perhaps not the best. After 1 hour, it's kind of like around you only, like 1 to 2 feet around you only. Okay, but for the longevity, I mean, if I am inside the AC, of course, like outdoors, high heat. I told you this is not a high heat fragrance, but if you stay indoors, it does have a nice sort of aura around you. I'll do like 4 to 5 sprays of this, or 6 sprays somewhere on my neck, like here, on my hands, plenty on my clothes. But do not do like 8 sprays. That will make it like kind of yucky, because too much of something is never good enough. So this fragrance, it's nice little aura around you. And I have seen weaker fragrance than this, like which performs below this. So this fragrance longevity is not bad, but it's not middle of the road. It's, I would say, rather 7 out of 10. Okay, longevity, that's what I'm gonna give it, 7. Projection, I'll give it like 5.5, because after 1 hour it's not projecting as much. Even the Hugo Boss bottle, it doesn't project. Even Armani coat doesn't project, but doesn't matter. The smells absolutely heavenly. So the fragrance does have the richness. It does have scent profile. It's not a boring scent, and they tried to actually do the deviation, and they actually were successful. Unfortunately, the fragrance didn't become a huge hit, because it couldn't exceed the expectation of the success of Hugo Boss bottle, and many people were disappointed. They wanted something like this to be an upgrade of this, but unfortunately this one tops scent by far, because the EDP version, Intense EDP of Hugo Boss bottle, it has fantastic performance, it has great projection. So this one is still my number 1 Hugo Boss fragrance, hands down, right? But if you ask me number 2 or 3, if I do a top 5, this fragrance would be there. I love overall the fruitiness of the mandarin orange, the maninka fruit, the leathery, sweety sort of feel, the woody notes. The lavender is not a very major player, but it does have, it's less harsh than Salvatore Ferragamo F Black, okay? So this fragrance is not that offensive. Ladies would love this. Let your lady smell it and tell you if she likes it. And you try it on your skin instead of the paper. I told you, paper, it's very weak. So on your skin, if you have nice skin, if you have nice weather condition, nice country, it might work for you perfectly for the fall time. And I really think this fragrance can be in your shelf, and you can actually enjoy this. If you get 200 ml of it, you can use it sparingly. You can use a lot. And in that way, it's not going to also break your bank, because it's not very expensive. Unless you pay retail. Do not pay retail. I always tell you, do not pay retail on Hugo Boss fragrances, or any fragrance for that matter. So overall, coming to a conclusion, Hugo Boss, the scent, does it impress me? Yes, that's why I bought it, and I am absolutely loving the 200 ml bottle. I love the smell, I love the presentation, is beautiful, juice color is brilliant. If I have one complaint about this, I wish the potency, maybe it's better in private accord or the intense version, but that's not my only criteria. This fragrance, I'm gonna still give it a very decent rating of 7.5 out of 10, which is very good, and it's getting it for the price is good, presentation is good, smells fantastic, nice composition, original release. It's not perhaps like the most exciting one, like let's say when I smell Isimiake Noir Ambre or Amouage Interlude Man, like it impressed me, those fragrances. Perhaps it didn't impress me like 10 out of 10, but this is a very decent fragrance. This is a very nice fragrance for fall and Bangladesh winters. You can use it. Give it a try. It's a must-try fragrance, and I really like this fragrance. And it's a shame this fragrance didn't get so much success. I do not know if the shopping malls or they're selling a lot of bottles now. I do not know, but as far as I know, success wise, this one didn't get so much success. But to me, I give it a thumbs up, right? So give it a try. Hugo Boss The Scent, nice fragrance, very nice fragrance with a beautiful opening, and it can be loved. That's all I'm saying, right? 7.5 out of 10 for Hugo Boss The Scent. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow we'll do some more fragrance reviews. As always, if God keeps me here. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Bye-bye.